Sri Lanka is known for its stunning beaches, lush tea plantations and rich cultural heritage. Often called the Pearl of the Indian Ocean, it boasts ancient temples, UNESCO World Heritage sites like Sigiriya, and a remarkable mix of Buddhist, Hindu, and colonial influences. The country's wildlife is diverse, with national parks offering safaris to see elephants, leopards, and various species of birds. Sri Lanka's vibrant festivals, delicious cuisine, and friendly people make it an inviting destination for travelers from around the world. In this video I will show you the best visiting place in Sri Lanka. Number 1. Colombo. No Sri Lanka itinerary would be complete without a trip to Colombo, the country's culturally diverse capital city. Providing an easy introduction to the Sri Lankan way of life, Colombo is centered on the cosmopolitan Fort District, dotted with landmark buildings from the colonial era, including the terracotta-roof Dutch hospital, founded in the 1600s. The Fort District also has some excellent places to eat. Be sure to spend some time at Gal Face Green, Colombo's main seaside promenade, where hundreds of families gather to munch on local snacks and dip their toes in the sea at sunset. Order yourself some isho vade, deep-fried prawn and lentil fritters, topped with spicy sambal, coconut and chili chutney, and settle in for some people watching. Number 2. Sigiriya. With ornate ponds, royal sleeping chambers and a majestic set of carved lion paws marking the start of its steep steps, the colossal, ruin-topped outcrop of Sigiriya is Sri Lanka's most recognizable sight, peeking out over the thick jungle canopy and offering a tantalizing glimpse of the ancient kingdom of Kasapa. Frescoes featuring women adorned in jewelry with flowers in their hair are the site's most famous feature, but the views from the top of the rock are unparalleled. A calm hush awaits at the terrace summit, which covers 1.6 hectares, 4 acres. Number 3. Anuradhapura. Anuradhapura looks like any other middle-sized Sri Lankan town when you first arrive. There's a clock tower, a single train station, and small shops clustered along a busy main road. But Anuradhapura's simple facade conceals the enormous scale of its heritage. On the outskirts of town are the ruins of one of ancient Sri Lanka's most important Buddhist sites. The most sacred spot in this complex of ruined temples, towering dagobas, stupas, and palaces is the revered Sri Maha Bodhi tree, believed to have been grown from a cutting taken from the tree under which the Buddha attained enlightenment in Bodh Gaya, India. Scattered through the surrounding jungles and villages are all sorts of archaeological wonders. Number 4. Polonnaruwa. Often visited on an ancient city circuit that includes Anuradhapura, Polonnaruwa is famed for its ancient ruins, carved temples, and rich Buddhist heritage. As you gaze upon the 14 meters 46 feet reclining Buddha inside the Gal Viharaya, you can't help but imagine the effort that went into creating these graceful figures. The white, grey, and black granite softens the details of these intricate carvings, and the scent of fresh flowers and incense, offered to the statues by devotees, floats through the air. Don't miss the other archaeological sites in the area, including the closely grouped temples and stupas comprising the royal ruins, which can be explored on a rewarding day of sightseeing. Number 5. Jaffna. A trip to Jaffna in the far north of Sri Lanka offers a relaxed change from the rest of the country, and there's loads to see, from historic Jaffna fort to the gleaming brass work and staggering murals of the architecturally marvelous Nalakandaswamy Koval Hindu temple. Here you can immerse yourself in the culture and heritage of Sri Lanka's largest ethnic minority, the Tamil people. Once caught up in conflict and colonial occupation, Jaffna has been revitalized by the return of peace, with excellent, up-and-coming restaurants serving the region's spicy, Indian-influenced cuisine. Several islands off the coast of Jaffna are accessible by road or ferry. Kate's, a hauntingly beautiful, quiet island of fishing communities, and Delft, with its wild ponies descended from horses abandoned by Dutch colonists, are both well worth a visit. Number 6. Trincomalee. At Trincomalee, stretches of powdery soft sand and calm waters meld with dramatic cliffside Hindu temples, among them the famous Kandasamy Koval, with its richly ornamental architecture and monumental statue of Shiva looking out to sea. Here, you'll see a side to Sri Lanka that remains off the radar for most visitors. The long beaches here are disturbed only by the occasional bit of driftwood or coconut husk washing ashore, and the shallow waters are ripe for snorkeling, with miles of coral reefs and thriving marine life. Number 7. Dambulla. an important stop on the country's ancient pilgrim trail, set in a quiet jungle zone frequented by the native toque macaque monkeys. Ranjiri Cave Temple in Dambulla is one of the most visited places in Sri Lanka. Troops of monkeys will accompany you on the walk up to the temple, inside which you'll find 5 caves containing 150 well-preserved statues of the Buddha alongside brightly painted religious carvings, sculpted into the rock surface. Number 8. Minneriya National Park. Vast herds of wild elephants graze across nearly 9,000 hectares, 22,240 acres, of forests and grassland in Minneriya National Park, centered on scenic Minneriya Lake. Watch in or with cameras at the ready as long trunks are extended to draw up water and elephant calves roll around on the banks in the wet mud. Once a year, during the dry season, the park's 300 or so elephants gather around the banks of the lake to graze in a marvelous natural event known as The Gathering, the largest gathering of Asian elephants in the world. Number 9. Kandy. For a culture-filled trip from Colombo, take the train from Fort Railway Station to the heritage town of Kandy. It's a must for any rail enthusiast. The railway lines curve and wind around mountains to connect rural towns, and wide windows frame views of deep ravines and hillsides densely covered in emerald green forest. The legendary Temple of the Sacred Tooth relic, containing a tooth said to come from the historical Buddha, and Kandy Lake are must-see attractions for anyone visiting Sri Lanka. Both are easily reached from the station by tuk-tuk. Number 10. Kumana National Park. The 200-hectare, 494-acre Kumana National Park is a birder's dream, home to throngs of vibrant kingfishers and jungle fowl alongside 255 other species of endemic and migrating birds, which find sanctuary in the park's mangrove swamps and lagoons. Expect to spot falcons and eagles as they soar overhead, and peacocks shimmying on the ground. Also frequently spotted here are cleverly camouflaged crocodiles, lying in wait on the sandy banks of the lake for chance encounters with buffaloes. Cap off your trip here with a visit to the coastal village of Panama, which many visitors bypass in favor of bigger towns, such as Potterville and Arugam Bay. Here you'll find a tiny monastery under a rock, thatched roof homes, and dirt tracks leading through paddy fields to hidden beaches. Thank you for watching this video.